what is water pollution, and we'll discuss the causes, effects, and control measures of this water pollution in detail. Water pollution, it's an interesting topic. Know that this water, it's a universal solvent, and water can dissolve more substances than any other liquid. So if you compare water with other liquids, water can dissolve more substances, and hence it is also known as a universal solvent. So if you take this water, it can dissolve different substances from different places, from farms, from towns, and from factories, and they can cause water pollution. Okay, so since it can dissolve more substances, it leads to water pollution. So sometimes it happens that industries, they dump the toxic wastewater into nearby water bodies. So this, it will lead to water pollution. So also some factories, after their treatment process, they'll discharge the wastewater into nearby water bodies. So this, it will lead to water pollution. So water pollution, it is mainly contamination of fresh water by the addition of unwanted substances that will change the chemical and biological quality of water. That is known as water pollution. So water pollution, it is defined as the contamination of fresh water by the addition of certain unwanted substances that will change the chemical and biological quality of water. Okay, so that is known as water pollution. So in this slide, you can see a highly polluted river. In this slide, you can see that. So that river, it is dumped with some garbage and other trash in the so it's a highly contaminated river, and you have a lot of toxic things present in that river water. So this, it will lead to water pollution. So when people drink this contaminated water, then it can lead to different health problems in human beings. So there are different sources for this water pollution. So some of the important water pollutants that you can have is sewage, industrial waste, and then oil and other waste, chemicals in the air that is dissolved in rainwater, and fertilizers and pesticides. So when farmers use excess fertilizers and pesticides in the crop fields, then that excess fertilizer and pesticides may be carried away along with the rainwater, and it will lead to water pollution. Okay, water pollution, it is due to different reasons. So when farmers use excess fertilizers and pesticides in the crop fields, then that runoff water may contain toxic chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and this, it will lead to water pollution. So water pollution means if you have the presence of any toxic material in water that alters the quality of the water, okay, then it is known as water pollution. So you can have different harmful substances present in the water that will affect the quality of the water, and this, it will lead to different health problems in human beings. So sometimes you may have the presence of toxic substances that will lead to some serious health issues also. So for that only, you need to see to that this water, it is not getting polluted. So if you see the specific causes for this water pollution, some of the specific causes are the discharge of untreated sewage and industrial waste into the water bodies. That is one main reason for the water pollution. So when industries discharge the industrial wastewater directly into the water bodies, then it will lead to water pollution. So industries, they need to treat the water. Without treating directly, if they discharge the wastewater into nearby water bodies, then it will lead to water pollution. So when water gets contaminated, it can lead to different health problems. So industries like the textile industry, paper and pulp industry, these industries are one main cause for this water pollution. Also agricultural activities like using excess fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides in crop fields. When farmers, when they use excess fertilizers and pesticides, then the runoff water, it is during rain, that runoff water may carry the fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides and contaminate the nearby water bodies. Nearby water bodies like lakes, rivers and all may get contaminated due to that agricultural runoff. So fertilizers and pesticides need to be used only in required quantities. so that this water pollution may not occur. If you use excess fertilizers and pesticides, then it will lead to different problems. So that is one important cause for this water pollution. Like this population explosion also, it's one important reason. So when you have more population, naturally the demand for water will be more, and hence it will lead to water pollution. So like this disposal of waste through recharge bore wells. So when people discharge the waste directly through the bore wells, then groundwater may get contaminated. And mining and mineral processing activities also, it will lead to water pollution. So when you go for mining activities, sometimes they go for deep by mining. So when you go for deep mining, it will lead to water pollution. Also industrialization is also another important reason for this water pollution.